I'm Flyin Brian J. This is MMAmania.com. I'm talking about the main event of UFC Fight Night 112 or hashtag UFC OKC. It is happening this coming Sunday on Fox Sports 1 between Michael Maverick Chiesa and Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee. I've already given out my full fight card predictions for UFC Fight Night 112. You can find a link to that in the description box below. There are a couple things I want to start this video off with. One, there are three intangibles on Chiesa that might not be in his favor that I want to mention. One is he sat out for more than a year. The last time he fought was in April of 2016 when he submitted Beneil Dariush. Then he was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson in July of 2016 but pulled out of that fight with a back injury. So he's been out for more than a year and he's coming off of an injury layoff. So I question if he's going to have any ring rust. Intangible number two is that Kevin Lee got under his skin severely at the summer kickoff press conference by just saying that Chiesa's mom probably has tickets to the event. I don't know why that set him off exactly, but that is a big red flag to me. Number three is that he trains with somebody who's much maligned in the mixed martial arts world for having terrible corner advice during fights. That is Rick Little in Spokane, Washington with Sick Jitsu. He has notably said that he doesn't like his fighters to check leg kicks, and he doesn't think that his fighters should go down via body shots because he thinks that that makes them weak. In one of his fighters' fights not too long ago, Spitz versus Mark Godbeer, Spitz lost the first two rounds to Godbeer for sure, and in between round 2 and 3, Spitz asked for a stool, and Rick Little told him he didn't need a stool because he was about to knock Godbeer out. What? So I question Chiesa's camp, and I question his cornerman's intelligence in just knowing general things. Rick Little also doesn't believe in altitude affecting sports performance. So there's that. Now, there are two things that I think each fighter should do, or one thing that I think each fighter should do. Kevin Lee should attack Chiesa's body and legs because obviously Sick Jitsu doesn't believe in blocking either one of those, so Kevin Lee should really attack that. Chiesa should come in here and he should be calm, cool, collected, composed, and with a smart game plan. Because if that summer press conference was any indication, I know Chiesa has said since then that it was out of character and he's calmed down since then, but if he comes in there too emotional, Kevin Lee is definitely going to make him pay for it. So let's start talking about the matchup. Between these two guys, they have 17 submission victories and only one KO or TKO. More than likely, somebody is either going to tap out or go to sleep to end this contest. Right now, Kevin Lee is a slight favorite, and the comeback on Chiesa last time I looked was plus 115. So the fight's more than likely going to happen on the ground, but it starts on the feet, so how could it get to the ground? Chiesa, he likes to throw some wild combinations where he just kind of flies in there, flies off the handle and gets a little loose, gets a little crazy, will get in close on his opponent, then he'll get double underhooks and body lock takedown, and from getting his takedown, he can take the back in a blink of an eye. The guy is super fast with his scrambles on the ground, very high level jiu-jitsu, and his squeeze on rear naked chokes, he doesn't have to be under the chin because of how he places his hands in that technique, and he can just crush their face and make them submit like he did at Beneil Dariush. Kevin Lee, he throws takedowns from too far away in my opinion, and he throws a lot of techniques, both grappling based and striking based, completely naked. Yes, in his last fight he got a head kick that wobbled Francisco Masaranduba Trinaldo that put him down and enabled him to get a rear naked choke. A lot of Lee's victories are submissions that stem from hurting his opponent on the feet, somewhat like Donald Cerrone does. So he head kicked Trinaldo, took his back, rear naked choke. But the strike that landed on Trinaldo, he had thrown about 7 times prior to it landing, and every time he was just throwing it naked. The problem was Trinaldo was disrespecting it. Trinaldo had his hands down and was just banking on getting his hand up to his ear in time to block the right high kick from Lee. And it ended up costing him. Trinaldo went for a jab, Lee countered with the high kick, hurt him, took the back, been over it. And he throws his takedowns naked as well. He won't set it up with strikes, he'll just be pretty far away and then just dive in on one. Trinaldo was having no problem defending those takedowns in the first round. Michael Chiesa is really good with his defensive wrestling. He has good balance and he's great at getting double underhooks when somebody shoots in on him, and so he can turn him to the fence and again go for that body lock takedown. And if he's not getting his double underhooks in time and he feels that he's losing his balance and he can feel his butt going toward the canvas, he will quickly switch to a whizzer, hip down, and then once they hit the canvas he can just stand right back to his feet. I would give an explosivity advantage to Kevin Lee, but I think the overall mixed martial arts advantage has to go to Michael Chiesa. I have faith in his takedown defense. I think he's the quicker grappler, the overall slicker man with his jiu-jitsu. And when the fight hits the canvas, I just have to give an advantage to Michael Chiesa, and I'm picking him via third round rear naked choke submission. To see exactly how I think he's going to do it, check another link in the description box below. There are a couple of guys named Andy and Andrew that showed off a really good video breaking down Michael Chiesa's rear naked choke technique that I think you should check out, and that is exactly how I think Michael is going to finish this fight in round number 3. Tell me who you're picking in the comment section down below. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Namaste.